Welcome to Between the Reads, where we shine a spotlight on some of the most talented Black authors in the industry to discuss their works of fiction and the inspirations behind them. Each episode will dive into the rich and diverse world of literature, exploring everything from historical fiction to romance and speculative fiction to YA and beyond. Tune in as we celebrate the voices of Black authors and the power of storytelling. Are you ready, Booze and Bros? Then sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Creator by day, naughty novelist by night, J.R. Mason penned her memoir series Confessions of a Sane Single Woman and its sequel, Soulmate Setbacks, Confessions 2, after more than a decade of being single and engaging in a savage search for a soulmate. Picture the antics of girlfriends meets the heat of 50 Shades of Grey, except it's all true. Wow! From there, Mason went on to write the type of book that reflects the murky space where her dark mind resides, a psychological crime thriller, Stolen Pieces. Mason received her Bachelor of Arts in Journalism, and Mass Communication from Cleveland State University, and her Master of Arts in Advertising, Graphic Design, Public Relations from Point Park University, a full-time marketing specialist position, along with running a freelance design company, keeps her quite busy and leaves little free time for her guilty pleasures, movies and massages. This Ambridge, Pennsylvania native also takes joy in playing her trumpet. Screenplay writing, travel, outdoor fires on cool nights, and reading psychological thrillers. J.R. Mason Jariah, welcome to Between the Reads.
Hi,
All right. A fellow mass communications major here. Hey.
Absolutely. Don't know what I was thinking.
Me either, girl. Me either. I got to tell y'all, Jariah is so nervous. She has a TV show she's going on next week. And before we started recording, she's like, oh, like, what the hell are you so nervous for? We gonna have fun.
Okay, we're going to do it.
We gonna have fun. I mean, damn, I really honestly don't want to talk about the book. I want to talk about the whole girlfriend's 50 Shades of Grey thing you had going on in your life. That's what I really want to know about. She laughs like, no, we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, it's a mess. And it doesn't stop. Like the stories, the horror stories of dating here in Pittsburgh, it doesn't end. So I'm just looking for my soulmate, and these men just keep giving me more book material. So,
okay, attention, Jariah's soulmate. Would you please step forward? She's waiting for you.
She has great credit. She owns her home, owns her car.
Great credit. Yes. Owns a home. Yes. Owns a car.
No baby daddies. No drama. Come on.
No kids. All right, y'all heard it. Let's get on it. All my booze and bros out there. Let's get on it. Let's find somebody for Jariah. Age bracket, please.
Like 38 to 43-ish.
38 to 43.
Try not to go too much older than myself, because then stuff starts malfunctioning, and that's I have needs that are currently going unmet. So I need everything to work strong.
I don't think we'll have, black men will have that kind of issue. Okay, well, alrighty then.
Yeah.
For the face she's making, I guess we have experienced some malfunctions.
Yeah, lots. So I'm tired. So that's like my first question, like one of my qualifying questions. Like, is it working? Is it working okay on its own? Like, if not, like, so that's terrible. That is terrible. That sounds so shallow and terrible. I've been celibate for almost 4 years, though, so it's like...
All right. Well, damn.
I know.
Okay. I mean...
Let's go close up soon. I'm, like, starting to worry. So...
I knew, y'all, Jariah and I have been talking through DMs for what, over a month now? So, I knew just from talking to her in private messages that this whole show was going to be a hot mess, because the way she and I have been joking around in the DMs and stuff.
I'm sorry.
I'm I love every minute of it.
Okay,
I love every minute of it. I knew. I was like, this show, and I told her that. I was like, this show is fitting to be a hot mess. Like, for real.
It's okay.
Hot mess in a good way.
Yes, yes.
Alrighty then. So, Jiraiya, please tell us what Stolen Pieces is all about.
That is like the hardest question to answer. I always describe it as Criminal Minds meets Law and Order SVU. That's what it feels like it reads to me, because it's kind of twisted like Criminal Minds, but then there's like the whole detective police aspect, solving the murders. But then there's like kind of a subplot where the main character is being stalked, and is it the keeper, the killer who's, dismembering people and leaving their body parts on display throughout town, or is someone else stalking her, and now we still have to contend with the keeper. So I've been calling the killer the keeper just because, when you send emails to people and you're like, my killer, and then they're like, their firewalls are like, no. So it's been easier to just like the peacekeeper, stolen pieces, he's taking pieces, leaving them out, so he's the keeper. So we'll just leave it at that. So
we'll just leave it at that. And when I tell y'all that you need to read this book from beginning to end, and when I tell y'all that there are plot twists and turns, there is always a challenge, and I have said this in past episodes, of coming up with questions that give you just enough of a taste to make you want to go get the book, but also make sure that there are no spoilers, because y'all know I don't do spoilers. Look at that cover. Look at that cover. You see that? For people that are watching on YouTube, look at that color. If you are listening, go to YouTube and watch this. Okay. So, when I say you will not see it coming, you will not see it coming.
I'm glad you didn't see it coming. Like, that makes me happy, because I wanted to write something where people are not on the fourth chapter like, okay, well, this person did it, and now they're just reading to confirm it. So I love that almost all of my reviews say, I had no idea who it was. I literally suspected just about everyone. And then when the people who do figure it out, they always have said that it's like way, way closer, like last couple chapters. They're like, I think it could be this person. And then it's like, okay. So that's good, because
I had my person pegged and I was completely wrong.
Good.
I changed up about 4 different times through the novel. Like, okay, no, it's okay, wait. Okay, no, wait.
You should hear the audiobook.
I need to.
It's crazy.
I am not a big audiobook person because my mind will just wander, but I might sit down and have the audio. When I was a kid, I had these records. I'm about to show my age here. I had a record player, and I had these little kids. Yeah, and I had the little records, right? Yep. And they had the little storybooks, so you would listen while you would read along.
Yep.
I might have to do that with this. Pull my Kindle back out, read along, and listen to the audio, because the book was that good.
Thank you. Yeah, because the chapter I just finished, I'm jumping all over the place with it. I am not going in order. It's just my voice is struggling right now. I sound like I grew testicles last night. So I just have to okay, my voice feels good. I can do a longer chapter, or my voice doesn't feel that good. I'm going to do a shorter chapter. So I did a longer chapter, and it was the one where she goes to meet the father toward the end, but I was I'm reading, and then I wasn't reading anymore. I was like, it was you, and I'm like, oh, and I'm just like, oh, dramatic. And I'm like, crap, I gotta re-record all that. I was way too invested and just acting it all out. So but yeah, it's fun.
Listen, I just I'm just going to keep asking questions, because I'm still just blown. My mind is blown.
Good, thank you.
So, if you were to describe Claudia Martinez in just 3 words, what would they be and why?
I will say relatable. I feel like on some level, every woman can relate to her. She has past trauma and insecurities, and yes, her current behaviors, she's not making the best decisions. None of us always make good decisions, and they're all based on, past trauma and past history and everything. She's composed at work, and then, she gets around people she cares about. She warms up a little, but then she goes back to work, and it's like, so I think she's very relatable. I will say traumatized. There's definitely some trauma there. I mean, in the very first chapter you're reading about it, like, I'm murdering somebody by the second paragraph. No, second sentence, actually. So,
yeah.
So, I need my books to move. Like, we can't just get all this back history in the first four. Let's go. So yes, I will say she's definitely traumatized, and I will say that she is. This is such a hard question. I hope you're going to edit out some of this silence.
Nope.
She is
interesting.
I mean, she's interesting, but that wouldn't be one I would use. I would have to think on that, because part of me wants to say confident, but then it's like, she has her moments. She's moody. She's moody as hell. There we go. Yeah. She's definitely moody. But I think in my mind that falls under the relatable part, because we're all that stuff I listed, So yeah, we're women. We're very emotional creatures, and we are ebb and flow.
She's also a little scandalous.
Why you gotta talk about Claudia like that? Why you gotta put her business down the street?
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I will say she's scandalous, and I will leave that. I will leave the rest off.
But is it really scandalous if you just are a healthy, vivacious woman who enjoys the company of a man? Many men.
She went from man to men to several to many.
Well, look, some people have greater needs than others.
Let's just say that, can I say that she really shouldn't? She should separate work and home. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't disagree. But when you're in a male-dominated profession... Now, look, okay, you went to work, and then there's all these sexy-ass men in uniforms and Kevlar, and they're just everywhere, and they got handcuffs and nightsticks and stuff. It's like...
Jiraiya, you ever heard the expression, don't shit where you eat?
I mean, but sometimes your bowels need to move. You know what I'm saying? So, and they're all nice and well built, and so you just got to get some nay where you can.
Get some what?
Nay. Get some nay.
That's what you calling it?
For the purpose of this podcast, yes. So yeah, I don't disagree with you, though. She is not making the best decisions.
Not at all. Okay, so the concept of dismembered body parts being displayed in public locations, very unique, at least for me, because I don't read a whole lot of psychological thrillers. Can you tell us how you came up with this idea?
So... My mother, she always, we're always talking about her, not her death, that sounds so terrible, her funeral, her final arrangements, right? And okay. I always tell her, she's like, I don't want to be cremated. I'm like, okay, but you're going to need to be cremated so I can put you in like one of them giant hourglasses, so then when we have family game night, you can still participate, right? And so she's like, that's not okay. I'm like, fine, then I'm just going to cut you up in pieces and like distribute you among the flowers out front. That way you can always be with me, right? And if anyone comes and they want to pay their respects, if they want to talk to your head, it'll be over there under these lilies. And if they want your lady parts, because that's what they were here for in the first place, they will be under the iris. So like, this is what my mother and I have conversations about, and she's like so disturbed that I think she wants to have someone else handle the final arrangements, right? So
I mean, Damn, you talking about cutting your mama up and burying her in your yard.
She's gonna be buried anyway, right?
But not in Pete. Who's gonna cut her? You gonna cut her?
Look, the point
I'm a
is,
little bit nervous right now. I'm a little bit shook.
you're like, that's
right
why she's
now.
single.
I'm just saying. Don't be telling men that you date that, you gonna cut your mama up when she dies. That might be what's keeping you from getting the man.
Right. Yeah.
Just a guess.
No.
Just a guess.
She knows
So
I'm
is
joking.
that where this idea came from?
I mean, that was part of it. I'm like, well, everybody was, just dismembered. That would be fun. And then it's easier to deal with a piece than it is a whole body. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to you can't just leave a whole body. That takes way more, planning and logistics and stuff. Whereas if I just have a piece, just kind of like an arm right here, and I could just, put it in the bag, leave it somewhere, So that's way easier to deal with. Yeah, so that's why we're just dealing with pieces.
So it was a matter of convenience for you that you came up with this idea.
Absolutely.
Okay, y'all.
It was fun.
Mariah is one of those people. I definitely want to see what her browser history looks like, what her search.
Oh, it's so bad.
Like.
It is. I was nervous the whole time I was writing this book. I was like, somebody is going to come for me. They're coming. There's no way. I mean, I Googled some of the craziest stuff, but fortunately, the most disturbed stuff I got was from actual consultations with I consulted with pathologists, a toxicologist. I had therapists, medical doctors, psychologists, trauma specialists. I had so many people helping, lieutenant, a detective, an officer, to
wow.
Make sure the book is somewhat authentic and not oh, she's a writer and she's just making stuff up. Well, that's what I do, but I want it to feel a little more real.
It definitely felt real.
Good, thank you.
And I was at Points. My cousin is from Pittsburgh, and so I was at Point State Park. So when you had that, I was like, oh, I know that park really well. That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best part was when we were doing the research for it, because I needed to see, are there cameras at Point State Park or not? Because if there are, now how is my killer getting in and out of this situation to leave, the parts? So, yeah, we're scouting. We could not find cameras. We were on the inclines, up and down the inclines, and, discussing the logistics of leaving body parts there. And these white people on the incline across from us, they're like, they were nervous. They're look,
are y'all planning a murder? What's going on?
Right, that's what they were looking at us like, and I'm writing a book. It's okay. So
they're like, sure you are.
That was fun.
911, please, security.
Basically.
Okay, so readers were undoubtedly, if you have read this book, you were taken on a roller coaster ride just like I was, with all these unexpected plot twists and turns. Jiraiya, how did you manage to continue to keep the element of surprise alive while, maintaining a cohesive storyline? It was completely believable the whole time. Sometimes books can they just pull stuff out of nowhere, and it's like, no, where did that even come from? But this was completely believable. How did you manage to do that while you were writing the story?
I don't even, girl, when I tell you, I don't even know. That is my honest answer. My mind is a very weird place. A lot of it happened while I was on my massage table, because I get a massage every week, and I would be brainstorming it with my massage chick, and we're just talking things out. And I'm like, ooh, what if this? And she's like, ooh, that would be kind of dope. And I'm like, okay, But that was literally it. But as I was writing, I definitely wanted it to be believable. I can't when stuff just, wait, what happened? How did this happen?
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I think my beta readers were also a huge help.
Okay.
Yeah, because they were like,
How so?
like they're reading and they're like, okay, this feels wrong here. And I'm like, okay, but it has to be there because there's nowhere else for me to put put it. And they're
Right.
like, okay, but you need to find somewhere else to put it because it doesn't make sense. Like he's laying in the
Right.
bed with her and then this is what they're discussing. Like, no, that's not going to work. You need to like move
Mhm.
it. And so
Mhm.
reading, fighting, moving, reading, fighting, moving. And then we found the
Mhm.
perfect place for it. And they were like, yes. And I'm like,
Okay.
so,
Well, hats off to your beta readers because the book was perfectly paced. Totally did not see things coming. Kept
that's
me
good.
turning the pages,
That's
or I
good.
should say, sliding the pages since it was on my Kindle.
That's
Yeah.
good. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So throughout the book, we follow Detective Claudia Martinez, and she's kind of on this relentless pursuit of whoever this serial killer is. We don't know who it is. Without giving away any spoilers, what did you find most intriguing about Claudia's character as she faces the ever mounting evidence in this investigation?
What I think is the most disturbing is the fact that
Hmm.
I feel like I have a lot in common with her. Except all the sleeping around. I'm not doing all that. But I feel like I have a lot in common with her. And then a lot in common with the killer, which is also quite disturbing. But throughout the book, you see this shift. Like she's, you know, pretty confident, and then as the more stalking occurs and the more she feels like she's being targeted and watched, it's like
Hmm.
you can literally see her kind of spiral and just become a
Hmm.
little more insecure. She's not quite feeling like she can do her job well, and she's
Right.
just kind of falling apart a little. So, and then, there's some more revelations that occur, and then it's like,
Hmm.
so yeah, you just kind of see the spiral, and I feel like I am on the spiral with her most days. So, yeah.
Poor Jiraiya. It's gonna be okay, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of because the dedication at the front of the book. I'm just saying, it's very interesting.
Well,
I mean, do we want to expound on that a little bit, or do we not want to talk about that?
so if you read the first book, Confessions of a Sane Single Woman, I thanked my dad for knocking my mother up, and that's it. I
Ah.
gave her this beautiful, like,
Mhm.
I love you, you're my best friend, you're this, that, and that. And to my paternal unit, thank you for knocking my mother up. That's it. It literally says, that's it, period. So, yeah. Um, so then we make it
Okay.
to the third book where I'm just unaliving, like, men left and right. It just was very cathartic. It felt good, made me feel warm and fuzzy. Um,
Might not help your case with finding a
It's
soulmate. I'm
not.
just saying.
Absolutely not. I got nothing. And
If,
I
if,
even
if,
said that as a note. And the beta readers, too, also said that. They were like, look, you can't get a man. You're never getting one now. Like, if they read this, that's a wrap. You're done. Okay. Well,
I mean, so wait, so this is the third in the series?
no, Confessions is just 1 and 2, and then that's it. And then I
Okay.
switched and wrote a psychological thriller.
Okay, so yeah, okay, I was gonna say, so Stolen is just by itself.
It
There's not
is.
one. Okay, because if there were ones that came before it, I was gonna say I need to go read those quickly, figure out what's going on. Okay, so if your book was turned into a movie or a TV series, which actresses would play Claudia and her partner, her work partner, Lainey?
So actually, I did this on Instagram. I posted as like Netflix
Oh,
coming soon, except it was book, and I had
uh-huh.
Zoe Saldana playing Claudia.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
Yeah, because J Lo's too old. Otherwise, yeah, probably her. I like J Lo better as an actress than a singer. Um, Sorry, no offense.
I mean, I feel the same way, but
Right. And plus, she's actually described in the book as, resembling a younger
She
J-Lo.
was.
Right.
Yep, a younger J-Lo, yep.
And I think I had Chloe Grace Moretz playing Lainey, her partner Lainey.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about LeVar, because he's sprinkled throughout the book.
Poor LeVar.
And I feel like there might be maybe another book coming and he may be a part of it. I just feel like he was sprinkled just enough that I feel like there's more to him that you want to explore. Yes? No?
I mean, he very well may be the killer, so...
Could be. Could be. Yeah.
Because, I mean, we don't know if the killer was caught necessarily, so...
Yeah, very true. Very true.
I do not plan to write a sequel.
Okay, well, I just feel like I don't know, the way that you left it, I just feel like there's just more there.
Oh, there's a lot more there. That's the problem. That's why everyone keeps asking me for a sequel, because the way I left it.
Yeah, because you can't.
Yeah, I did leave it open for a sequel.
And if y'all think that we're talking in circles, we are, because I can't reveal anything about anybody.
Yeah, it's very
without
hard.
Giving away stuff.
Yes, everything you want to talk about is a spoiler. All the good big things, they're all huge spoilers. See, she already gave us a spoiler earlier that she's gonna have to edit out. So,
so why are you saying it?
I'm just saying, so they know that what you was doing. So yeah, it is hard. You can't. So but they're asking for a sequel. But I don't know. Sequels are tricky. Like, you have to read the first book to be able to read the second. So they're like, well, why can't you write a standalone not a standalone, a sequel that can be read as a standalone. But like, how do you even put the blurb on the back? You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't even blurb it without spoiling the first one because of the type of characters that...
We could work on that. Because
Who is this we? Where you at? Are you coming over? I got 3 extra bedrooms in this house.
Listen, you ain't said nothing but a word. I'll be over there, and we can hash this out. Get a bulletin board, put it all up on the board, and hash it out.
Ma'am, it is not about the hash. It is about the writing and the editing and the blurbing and the re-editing.
I understand that. I can write the blurb for you. I can write the one-liner for you. I can write all that for you. You got to do the story, though. Because it's in your brain. And clearly, I cannot think the way that you do, because you up here earlier cutting your mama up and putting her in the gardens with so the story has to be yours. I can do the blurbs for you and all of that after you write it.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Okay. If I write another book, I'm holding you to it. It's on recording, so you're going to have to either delete this out or, because this is the proof.
Do I look scared? I'm good.
You should be
Let's
scared.
do it.
I was going to cut my mama up, put her outside. You should be very scared. Come on, Audra.
Okay. So, psychological thrillers often delve deep into the human psyche, challenging readers' perceptions and emotions. So how did you approach creating all these characters, particularly from diverse backgrounds, to create the reading experience?
I drank a lot. Yeah. Girl, you are laughing. It was alcohol and ice cream that kept me... Because in my first books, they're nonfiction.
And this is how you created complex characters. You were drunk.
Ice cream and alcohol, yeah. Because in the first book, the first book's nonfiction, so I didn't need any type of character development or anything. Like they were, I know them. I can write them. I know what they look like. I know what they sound like. I know how they're going to say certain things. And I know the type of back and forth that me and each person would have. So that was easy. This, you're literally having to come up with, like, issues and, like, how do they look? How tall are they? Do they have a favorite pair of shoes? Like, or do they recycle? Like, weird stuff that goes into just the overall how they communicate and how they behave with other people. And so I have pages in a Word document for, like, each character. It was nuts.
Okay. That you wrote over ice cream and alcohol.
Yes. Right. Because it's like, the one character has, like, color issues. Have color preferences for a reason, don't like certain color for a reason. You know what I mean? And so, like, why? What is wrong? What happened in your past that you have such a, like, when you, like, are near, around, or confronted with this particular color, like, why? So there's a lot. And, like, then little things.
I'm thinking on it, and I'm thinking on a certain person, and a lot of things are more clear now as I'm still processing, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Like, things become more clear. There's this trigger, and then this other thing happens.
Yes. Yeah. And then, like, even down to, like, favorite drinks and favorite snacks, like, the one character is always drinking a certain drink, and then later in the book, there's one of the ingredients that's in this preferred drink, and you're like, wait, is this my killer? Like, I don't know. So it could be possible. We don't know. Just little random breadcrumbs that are just, I picked them and I threw them all over the room. Like, we're not even leaving you a trail. I'm just throwing them everywhere and see what you can figure out. See which breadcrumb goes with which piece of bread. Like, good luck.
Whichever one comes down, that's what we're using. Bam.
Yep. So, little things like that.
It sounds like you had a lot of fun writing this book.
I did. I will say it was more fun than the first two. Yeah. But I got to be dark.
So, do you want to write more
No.
psychological thrillers, or this is
else? I think I'm done. I feel like I'm done.
Like, forever, or just with psychological thrillers?
With forever, I feel like I should be done. If I were to write
a book?
Yes.
No, ma'am. You don't do no. As talented as you are, you don't just write it and say, I'm done. You keep writing. You have a real shot at this. I mean, you have a real future.
It's so...
being a psychological thriller writer.
There's so few of us. Like, Black women.
Exactly. That's why you know what? That's why you need to do this. I'm just saying.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's just a lot, It's a lot. And I don't know. I guess I just feel like discouraged. I don't know.
No, ma'am, we're not doing that. You need to continue this. I could put you in touch with some. I mean, are you a member of the Crime Writers of Color? There's a whole community of y'all.
Seriously?
Crime Writers of Color, yes. I've had several authors on my show who are members of Crime Writers of Color. It's a huge organization.
Wow. Well, maybe I haven't found them. I can't find, like, I never find anyone like me, so that's exciting.
Welcome to Between the Reads, ladies and gentlemen. This is our therapy session for authors.
When they're feeling down and dejected and insecure. Because, I
Crime
think...
Writers of Color, I'm going to send you the website when we get off of this interview, ma'am.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, so we had a discussion about the cover of this book and some grief that people were giving you over it. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Which grief? There were several. The one, the first iteration of the cover, I was so excited, and I sent it to a bookstagrammer. Actually, do you follow Dear Bee Love Me?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, she's like, oh, you're writing a vampire novel, and I'm like, what? No.
No.
And she's like, yes, and I'm like, no. So I literally did the cover like 8 more times until we got to this. But so then someone said, well, these aren't, black hands. Actually, I think it was her. She said, these aren't black hands on the cover, or they don't look like black hands. And I'm like, they're not. Like, they're not black hands. And at the time, I really wasn't thinking about it to respond in this manner, but yeah, they're not black hands because I'm not going, like, black people are dying enough as it is. There's people just out killing us for sport. So what I'm not about to do is write a murder book where we're just the victims of all of this violence. Like, not today. No, I'm good. Thanks.
Yep.
So I don't know. I feel like and I could be wrong, maybe I'm just like feeling sensitive or something, but I feel like with like Black Bookstagram, if there's not like a black or brown person like on the cover or something that really strongly indicates that this is a book about black and brown people, that they just are kind of like, oh, next, you know what I mean? But I am a black author, I'm a black woman, but I'm not going to write about us just being murdered for fun. Like,
right. Yeah. Yeah. And, there's the whole thing of just because you're a black author, yes, our stories come from a black perspective because we're black. But that doesn't mean that everything in the novel has to be centered around the trials or, around our blackness, for lack of a better way to put it. Like, it's just a damn story, and the people in it are black. And you'll see they're black just from the little things that happen along the way in the story, so these are black people, but it's not like it has to be, they don't have to talk a certain way. They don't have to, be broken or be, just all the stereotypes. It can just be a story. Black authors can just write stories, just like white authors just write stories. We can just write stories. I need people to understand that.
Well, go tell them, girl, shoot, and then they can go buy my book.
Go get the book, y'all. Stolen Pieces, for real. Go get the book. Go get the book. Go get the book. So, I'm going to ask this question. You're going to rethink it now. So, what's next for you, Jariah?
I think the computer froze. I don't know. I can't hear you. Honestly, what's next right now is just focusing on the audiobook. I don't want an audiobook where I'm just reading. I'm doing the narration. I don't sound like this when I narrate. I sound much better. I sound more like this, a little more smooth, a little more, and that is why my voice is totally
Except for when she's doing the man's part, because then she says she grows testicles.
I do. I know. And so my throat is so, like, messed up now from constantly, fluctuating the voice. But, so, yeah, I'm focusing on the audiobook, and I want it to be like an audio experience. So there's background underneath, there's like all this like tense music anytime there's like a confrontation, and, you can hear, father crying in the background, and you hear the ambulance come, like, you hear certain things that put you where the character is. When my killer is just walking through the woods, you can hear the muddy footsteps of this killer walking through the woods looking for things to hurt people with.
Things.
Yeah.
To hurt people with.
Yes. So. So yeah, we're focusing on audiobook next. And then after that, I don't know. I just have to figure it out.
After that, she's going to go find crime writers of color, and she's going to visit the website, and she's going to find a whole community of people that do this. And it's going to make her write more books because we need them. Yeah. Okay. Y'all see the little look she giving me, right? That's all right. That's all right. I will give you the website. You do with it what you will. But I truly hope that you will write more because you are talented.
Thank you.
We need more Black psychological thrillers. I've had a couple on my show. gotta keep doing it.
Okay, well, send me some recommendations because I'm down for, reading.
I will do it.
Because, yeah, I like when you can see, like, little hints of us in there. Like that
Mm-hmm.
section where Claudia was talking to Lainey, and she's like, why do you call her Miss Emma?
Right. Yeah.
Because,
And
like,
she's like, well, it's just a sign of
it's a
respect
cultural
because
thing. Yeah, we
we don't
we
do
don't call our
that.
elders by their first name. That's not a thing. So,
We don't do that.
right. But I have a lot of my friends who their children are just like, hey, Drea. And I'm like, that's Miss Drea. Like, I'm grown. You are 6. So,
And see, okay, first of all, why didn't you correct me when I'm saying your name? I'm saying Jariah and it's Jarea. Why did you not say something?
I'm so used to it.
Don't be used to it. No, ma'am, because let me tell you what I have had with my name, with Audra. I get Audrey, Andrea, all kinds of stuff. No,
How?
you need.
It's 5 letters.
I was at a Chick-fil-A once, and I spelled out my name for these heifers. And when I got the milkshake, it said okra. And she was like, I've never met anybody named after a vegetable before. And I was like, and you still haven't, because that's not my name.
Wow.
Yeah. She just let me go through this whole episode, didn't correct me one time, y'all. It's Jarea. Jarea.
Well, I just figured
Jarea,
you would call me
Jarea.
JR because that's what everyone always also does when it's book stuff. So, yeah.
Because I'm not JR.
Yeah.
No. Jarea. 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 Jarea.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying.
Okay, okra.
She called me okra, y'all.
Jariah and
give you
okra.
your-
We got this. We gonna do big things together. We gonna do things.
Can't with y'all, this girl. Whew. So tell readers where they can find your books.
Amazon, Kindle Unlimited for now, but I think I'm going to take it off Kindle Unlimited because Amazon's acting crazy.
Okay.
And they're not doing us authors right, so yeah, but that's where you can locate it. Also my website, jreneecreative.com/pieces, and you can get personalized signed copies. I hate, this is terrible because I know some authors do this. I don't. I can't stand when someone sends me a book and it says heart and then their name. What am I going to do with that? Send me something with my name in it. Say something special to me. Like, so if I send you a book, it's going to say Audra, and then I'm going to say some crazy, most disturbed, dysfunctional stuff, and you will be like, what? And then I'll sign my name. So, yeah. So I personalize and sign each book.
All right. So you heard it, and then if you buy it from her website, you're cutting out the middleman, so she gets all the money. And y'all know how I feel about Black indie authors getting their money, all of it, without anybody taking any of it.
Yeah, because Amazon, they will take it. They have no problems. They were like, thank you. We didn't do any work, but we're going to take all your money for it.
Take all your money because we giving you this platform. Like, no, that's not how it should work. So
right.
Thank you. Yeah. And you already said your website, but repeat it again and tell us where we can find you on social media.
I'm at author_J.R. Mason. Yes, on TikTok and Instagram. My Facebook page is for me. That's mine. So we don't do author stuff there. We just do weird, random life stuff there.
And are you on the app formerly known as Twitter?
I am not. I just got on TikTok. Like, I'm just tired, Audra. Like, I'm tired. Y'all don't understand. Your girl is exhausted.
I get it.
And just having to, like, learn a new platform. And everyone's like, you cut up so much on Instagram. You need to be on TikTok. So I'm like, after 2 years, it was 2 years of them, like, just wearing me down. So now I'm finally on TikTok. And it's been fun. It's nice over there. I like it.
Yeah, a lot of people prefer. I like Instagram. A lot of people like it. Now, there's threads on top of that. So.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Plus, did you see that little disclaimer in there that says if you want to delete your threads, you have to delete your Instagram?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I noticed that after I signed up for threads. So, threads just going to be there. So, yeah. Okay, so. Well, we have come to the end of our show. Thank you so much, Drea.
You are welcome, Audra. Thank you for having me. It's always fun chat. And if you ever do
Yeah,
end up reading the Confessions series, that will definitely be an even wilder chat because
I am sure.
the stuff that goes down in that book and on that porch, because it's nonfiction, so it's, it's all true stories. So
Oh, well, hell, I need to go get that. Okay. All
on,
right.
it's on KU, so you can read free
Okay,
on
y'all.
Kindle.
Confessions, nonfiction. I think we need to get it.
Are you married?
Mm-hmm.
You're married? Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, jealous.
I'm sorry. But, I mean, sit there and talk about cutting up your mama.
I was joking. I'm gonna bury her like normal people.
In your garden.
In a cemetery. Like, it'll be fine. We'll take care of Mom. We'll do her right.
Okay. Mom, I got you back. I've got it recorded. So don't worry. It's all here. At Booze and Brews, y'all know how I do at the end of every show. I leave you with a quote. And today, the quote comes from the late Barbara Neely, a murder mystery author. And she said, "I don't know how you heal a wound and not let it get some air." Until next time, y'all, you know what to do. Grab a book and read. And I'm out. Thank you for lending me your ear today. If you've enjoyed this independent podcast, you can help me continue to shine the light on Black authors and their stories by becoming a patron at patreon.com/betweenthereads or by giving a one-time gift at www.ko-fi.com/betweenthereadspodcast. That's ko-fi.com/betweenthereadspodcast. Tune in next time for another great episode.